Yeah, good evening, everyone. I would like to thank Autism Connect for patiently waiting for this session and giving me this wonderful opportunity to share my knowledge with you all. So today's topic is basic sensory strategies for communication in case of autism spectrum disorder. Myself, Prasanna Lakshmidas. I'm an audiologist and speech and language therapist. I have been an audiologist and speech and language therapist for over 7 years. Uh, I have worked at the DERC District Early Intervention Center for over 4 years in Gujarat, India. Currently, I am working as an audiologist and SLP at MJN Government Medical College and Hospital, Bihar, that is in West Bengal, India. Also running an integrated multi-rehab clinic named Visual Speech and Hearing Clinic in West Bengal, Bihar. I am also certified sensory integration SLP. So this is my basic background. May know your speakers. So without any delay, I'm already delayed or like 2, 3 minutes or 5 minutes. So without any delay, let's just start neurodiversity, my topic. So uh, neurodiversity basically means neuro means related to nerve or nervous system. Diversity, the condition or fact of being different or uh, different in different way. The term coined by Judy Singer during a socio-political movement in the 90s, it introduced the idea that differently wired brains were a natural variation and it should be accommodated, accepted, and celebrated. Autism is not an illness, it is a different way of being human by Barry M. Pigeon. The human brain is as diverse as human fingerprints. By seeking and understanding the differences rather than change them, we can support needs, build on strength to meet our goals. So basically, neurodiversity means autism is not like a disorder, it's a different type of human brain. We all have different brains. We all have like different type of brain. So we perceive things like sensation, emotion, everything like communication. Everyone's communication, even their response to the situation is different. So yeah, basically, autistic individual have their type of brain. So it's basically a neurotype, a brain type. Autism is basically a neurotype, a brain type. So they are perceiving sensory or communication or situation or emotion, everything in a different way. So basically, we as a speech therapist or a therapist, like not only speech therapist, occupational therapist should also like accommodate that, accept that thing that we can't fix them, we can't like change their brain. So we can't change autistic personality. So we have to accept that fact and we will work in our goal like we we should give them a fulfilled life with the fact that we can't change them, we can't fix them, but we need to modify things like in their way so that they can achieve maximum benefits from us and they are like thrive in their world. Sensory differences, researchers shows that 69 to 95% of autistic adults reports they have sensory differences. This research is basically from ASA. I have read one article from ASA, American Speech and Hearing Association. So they showed that 69 to 90%, 95% of autistic adults report they have sensory differences. That means that their sensory system is going to, if a child had difference in their sensory system, that means it is going to affect their ability to regulate, to attentive and initiation, which is eventually affect their communication and learning. So quick guide to our sensory system. So we have five familiar sense that responds to sensory input from outside our body, and that is known by all. I think we know that we have visual, we have auditory, we have gustatory, that is taste, and olfactory, that is smell, and tactile, that is touch. So these five is known by everyone. And the three hidden senses are there, that is vestibular, proprioception, and interoception. So basically, we need to understand these three. These three is very like foundational senses. That is like, because these three are the foundation that all other five senses are depending on. If these senses are not organized or not regulated, then the other five uh, senses have zero chances to regulate or to organize. So we need to focus more. Our primary focus should be on this vestibular, proprioception, and interoception senses. So what is vestibular senses? Vestibular senses, it helps us move our body without falling, so that we can like walk, ride a bicycle, and we are riding a roller coaster without feeling that fast movement. Even we can feel that fast movement with our eyes closed, even though we have closed eyes, but we can feel that fast movement, but we don't have that irritation or something like that. We can like easily filter out that sense. So that is our movement or vestibular system. Proprioception basically means our body position. Body position means this system gives us information about our body parts. Where is our body? Like if you are stepping up in a ladder, so you don't need to watch down to your feet. Where is your feet? So you are going upstairs. You are going up, and you don't need to look back. So and another way also, it will help to perceive you, like you are thinking of how much force you need to give one thing. You need to understand that also. It is also give us like sense of how much force we need to pick up pain, and how much force we need to throw it, to hold it, pain, or writing with a pain. So how much force we need, that is also we understand through proprioception. If we are taking an egg, and we try to break it and making an omelette, so how much force we need to break an egg, or how much force we need to picking that egg. So that's all we are understanding unconsciously by proprioception. So proprioception helps us to understand the body position, and the force, everything. So interoception basically means our internal sensation. Internal sensation we mean in autistic child, like autistic kids, they have issues like they don't know, even if you are sorry, if you are a therapist or family members or parents, you have seen that maximum autistic kids, they have problems with, they can't tell you that they are bladder is full, they want to poop, or they need to go to toilet because of their intrusion. If they are like they clearly understand the interoception things, then their internal organ, if they understand that feeling, then they can communicate easily. They can understand easily that their bladder is full. They need to go pee right now. So yeah, so basically interoception means it gives a signal to our brain. So brain gives a signal that you are thirsty, you are hungry, you are full, you don't need to eat anymore. So this kind of things we are understanding through interoception. So this vestibular, proprioception, and interoception, we use daily basis without even they are realizing it. So these three senses are very like foundational senses, and it should be regulated. Otherwise, we can't, you know, understand these five senses. So basically, some key components of sensory system modulation, integration, and registration. These are the definition, by the way. So basically, what sensory processing means, we are sitting right now in front of laptop. I am sharing my screen, and you are watching this webinar live. So this webinar is the you are right now main focus of yours is on this webinar. So you are not not minding whether you are wearing which type of cloth you are wearing, where are you sitting. So this kind of thinking is not coming to your mind because you are filtering out the extra amount of things, and you are focusing on what I am saying and how I am saying and what is in front of you. So basically, that is the thing. So these are all the definition, but we need to understand sensory modulation. What is sensory modulation? CNS regulates sensory information by either amplifying or dampening the transmission of sensory information. This enables regulation of a person's behavioral responses. So basically, that means even if you are in stress, you know how to amplify the stress and how to give a response to if someone is asking, like you are in stress and someone is asking, let's go and have some ice cream. So you simply say no, I don't want to, I'm not in the mood. So that is basically you are controlling your emotion and amplifying that thing, and you are replying. But in case of autistic kids, they can't amplify this thing that is overloaded. So we need to basically focus on modulation so we can amplify that extra amount of things, and we will give that what exactly they need so that they will be regulated and concentrated on our session. So how our brain responds to sensory input. So our brain responds sensory input in three ways. So first of all, I would like to inform you all that this is not neurological classification of brain. This is basically a sensory-based classification of brain, which I am showing the action brain, emotional brain, and thinking brain. Spelling mistake is there. So action brain basically is these three we can say like in fight, flight, or freeze mode also we can explain. Or upstairs and the downstairs brain also I can make if we will see this brain is downstairs brain and this brain is upstairs brain. So if basically if action brain and emotional brain are dysregulated, we don't have a chance of the thinking brain don't have the chance to think logical. So basically, what is the function of the thinking brain? Thinking brain is basically logical thinking, reasoning, and higher level of language. Mm, so if the action brain is a that brain is protect us like it care for us. It tell us that when it's danger is there, when it's fight for fight when it's danger. It's a fight for from danger, and it's freeze when there is danger. So if the action brain and emotional brain is very connected, so if the action brain is fight flight or fight mode, so emotional brain is going to be high, your emotion is going to be high. So emotion gives you stress, then you are unable to process the things. So if your action brain is hampered or dysregulated or disorganized, so then your emotional brain is also disorganized. If your two downstairs brain is disorganized, then you don't have when thinking brain don't have chance to process the things, so that don't have chance to logically thinking and reasoning and higher level of communication. So basically, when this downstairs brain is affected, we don't have chance. The upstairs brain don't have chance to navigate. So this is what I was trying to say. If we are saying the language which we use or we should, use in speech therapy session. So first, basically, we need to understand our child's language in a pyramid. That regulation basically means if you are seeing a autistic child, the regulation first. If you are working in a high level of language, then you need to go to the stairs. You can say language stairs. First, regulation means their body position. Body position means whether they are in calm state, their body remains calm, or in a balanced state, they are ready to sit and listen. Then we can process to the engagement. The engagement is basically a two-way process. Two-way process means therapist and child, they are talking about same thing or playing with the same thing, and they are communicating with the same thing, that is engagement. We are engaging child with the same interest that they have. Then the basic language basically means they maximum parents come to us with the complaint of like our child knows ABC, rhymes, colors, shapes, everything, but when we ask them to talk, they are not interested or they are not, not able to answer our questions. So in that is called basic language. They may have learned in chunks like in from YouTube or TV or something mobile, from anywhere they have learned something ABC and yeah, but that is not the functional one. So if we need to work on this higher level of language and cognitive skills, we go through all these three stairs. Then we can work on higher level language. How higher level language basically means it is a complex sentence, a complex sentence from our kids, like if they are if we are giving them commands like bring that water bottle and put it on the table, so if they are doing it properly and without any like repetition or we need to clearly give them instruction actually. Then if they are doing it properly, then there is no problem. If but in case of autism, it is very difficult task, hold the water bottle and bring that to table and put it on the table. It's very difficult to do that. It looks like easy, but it's not. So that's kind of communication, that's kind of understanding is higher level of language, logical thinking. And if we are giving them like a tomato, for example, and make 2 3 sentences out of tomatoes, if they are able to do that, that is also like higher level of language. The kids know tomato is red in color, tomato is bold like circle, is taste like sure. So that's all a higher level of language. And this intrinsic motivation is the motivation which comes our like internal motivation. Internal motivation basically means if it's raining outside. Actually, we as a speech therapist or we as any therapist who are working with the language, with parents are also there. So they should more focused on this intrinsic motivation. That's our main goal. Like if someone is talking their heart out, that's the best thing for autistic kids. They need something like if it's raining outside and they ask you to give me some pakoras or like that, that is the more than happy one therapist and parents can do. That is the original or their inner feelings that they are being shared. So basically, we should focus on this regulation, engagement, basic language, and higher level language and cognitive skills. Then we can get intrinsic motivation. So, role of sensory system in regulation and their effects on our child's ability to communicate. What does regulation look like? Regulation looks like first we need to differentiate what does regulation looks like and what does dysregulation looks like. So what does dysregulation looks like? Dysregulation looks like body too high energy and too low energy. That means body is not in the calm way. That is body is too high, constantly on the go. They are moving around. They are like throwing things like that, and low energy is shutting down. They are completely shut down, and they are not moving. Not like what you are saying. They are not listening. That is the body position. You can look at their body and you can analyze that they are not regulated. They are dysregulated. Communication that I was taught in the upstairs and downstairs brain, flight, fight, freeze mode. If the downstairs brain is affected, then their emotion is affected. Emotion basically means their stress responses, like if they had some, they have some basically that means they had some things they want and you didn't give them, so their stress response start, and they are very like they don't want to do the therapy, and you bring them uh, to the therapy, so they are dysregulated and they don't want to sit. So that kind of stress is there, and we as a therapist we have 40 to 45 minutes, and we think that we took maximum out of them, so we are forcing them to uh, speak this, tell me this, what is this, so that kind of stress child can't bear. So we need to understand that, otherwise we can't get to language. So regulation is the key. And emotion, all about arousal. Emotion, which I am talking briefly, now I will elaborate it. All about arousal, optimal zone, and regulation. Optimal zone, I will show you. This is the graph, regulation and optimal range of arousal. Arousal is a normal mechanism that prepares the body for orienting to a similar level of alertness. Basically, arousal means level of alertness. The more alert you are, more listening, more like focused, more outcome is there. So emotions are we none of us are regulated all the time. We all go through dysregulation all day. For example, trouble waking up, and there are some problem in our office, some problem at home, at to your kids. There's some problem, something happened to your kids, to your parents. So yeah, your emotion goes high, then low, then high, then low, like that. But that is not optimal range. So we all go through this up down emotional, dysregulation. So we need to bring our child to this. This is called optimal level of arousal. So this is like up, down, then up, down, like that. But we don't need to stay like if you want to stay both. So if you are like thinking that we can stay in this position the whole session, that won't be possible. You are going to be up, going to be down in the whole session. But our main focus should be to bring that child to this optimal level of learning zone or optimal level of arousal, so that we can get, at least 2 3 goals or 2 3 things out of one session. So that is it. And so what does regulation look like? How to know if your child is regulated? So basically, if these four are there: attentive, regulated, engaged, and alert. So if the child has these four things, then communication automatically starts. If the child is attentive, regulated, engaged, and alert, then communication starts automatically, naturally, in a natural way. That's what we want now for this session. So know your child's sensory patterns. This is basically very important. Um, Hypersensitive, high neurological threshold, which is low arousal, uh, which is under responsive. We can have an under responsive child, and this is hypersensitive, which is over arousal or uh, over undersensitive or oversensitive. Then if they mix, we don't have only four things, we have, they are mixed also. So if a child, there are four types of, child is there, the classification. So there is a seeker, avoider, and the bystander, and the sensitive. So basically, hypersensitive plus active. If a child had low high neurological threshold plus low arousal level plus active, he should be a seeker. Seeker, basically, how to identify if your child is seeker or avoider. If he's a seeker, he's constantly moving on your session, he's on the go, he's putting things on his mouth, and if he's love to jump, to cross, to bounce, everything is there, so you can identify if he's a seeker or an avoider. Then if you have hyposensitive and passive, then he is the like low registration basically. For example, like he's lying down and he's demotivated, he doesn't want to do anything. You need to push them to do anything, like any work activity, basically doesn't don't have interest to do anything. And if hypersensitive plus active, that means they are avoider. Avoider basically means the light, the room, the sight, like if the light is too bright, they are like, they don't enter to that room. The room is cluttered, everything is there, and therapy material is there, everything, toys, everything is there. They don't want to come to your, they are going out. They don't want to enter to your room. And if fan is also running, on, so they will hold their ears close their ear, and they don't want to hear that sound, so they are avoiders. And if hypersensitive plus passive, that means they are mm, uh, that means they are like sensory sensitive. Sensitive, they don't want to look at you, they might avoid you, they might don't like to, like if you touch them, and they are like saying directly, say no, I don't want to do anything, or no, they don't, they are very disinterested, they don't want to do anything. These are four classification of sensory. So yeah, this is basically how to know your child is avoider or a seeker. Avoider, I will tell you some examples of avoider. I already told you, and I will let you know that they avoid eye contact, taste, smell, cuddling, hugging, uh, and doesn't prefer change routines and fearful. They are avoiders. Is he a seeker? If if your child is a seeker, then I told you already how to know. If he is a seeker, he is on the go, constantly on the go, and he moves around, he jumps, he crashes, he loves to, bounce. So yeah, that's basically, and puts things on mouth and mouthing is there and biting things there. So yeah, so that's basically a seeker. And how to differentiate a sensor? A sensor basically uh, difficulty in paying attention to a task. They are not, they don't have this attention to any task, and they are easily distracted with environmental noise, light, and sound. They are easily sensory sensitive. They are very sensitive to light, cluttered room, and the noise. So yeah, basically they are, you can identify the sensor like that. And if a bystander basically we can't call them, but yeah, that is more into like clumsy. You can say uh, I myself, my bystander, by the way. So like that, we are more into accident prone. We are bumping into things and constantly uh, uh, bump into objects, people, like that. So that is a bystander. So how can we support autistic child? Autistic child, how can we support? To give them a clear plan and set of expectation. First, we are giving them a clear plan, like put the water bottle on the table. So that's a clear plan. But we have to analyze that what would happen if he is not going to do that. We need to first prepare ourselves, mentally prepare ourselves. If this not happen, we are going to change it, or we are going to replace it, or we are going to, go with that child's lead. What we do. So we need to plan like what will happen first, next, last, and after. So after that, if what behaviors are expected, uh, like child is going to throw that bottle, or is he going to pick that bottle and keeping halfway or throwing it on the halfway, uh, and then if that behavior comes and what behavior is not okay, we are not expecting that he's throwing that on the road or he's running to the road like that. uh, what uh, what are options for a break if needed? If we are giving them a simple, clear command and they are not doing that, that means we need to give them a break. Break that basically means a sensory break or movement break. Give them a movement break that basically means you can put them in swings or in trampoline or anything you have. You can just give them a break and start again. So make it visual, for example, show pictures online where you will go, make a visual schedule of the plan, keep visuals of important rules handy, use social stories and explain what will happen. So basically, autistic kids, they love the picture books and not all, but yeah, some of them love picture books. They love to see pictures. So who loves to see pictures? We can teach them by showing the pictures, the moral stories, and the things, good habits, bad habits, and rules like you can't open your pant and pee on the road. So yeah, that's we can teach them like that. Hmm. Manage sensory processing. You can't learn when your nervous system is overwhelmed. Find this is I already have told you. Like when your downstairs brain is not regulated, not regulated, you can't achieve that of their brain, like thinking, logical thinking, reasoning, and higher level of language. So we need to work on our sensory system, find ways to reduce burdensome sensory input. For example, if the child is not entering to your therapy session because you put your light is too bright. The room is, there is much so many lights are there, so you need to put that light dim so that child be comfortable. Child will be comfortable and like that. So you need to change that, and you need to remove that extra amount of things, sensory things, and you have to be prepared for that thing. Allow regulating sensory tools and movements when possible. Fidget toys you can give to regulate them, and bubbles you can give them oral inputs. Like oral input is actually very calming. Like you can give them straw with bubbles. Like in the container you can give them water and tell them to blow. Even the speakers, the avoiders, everyone gonna love that because they are seeing the water bubbles coming out, and it's also giving the visual perception also, and the calming things also because they are doing the exercises. Uh, Mm, integrate our favorite items and special interest. This can make an effective. This can make an activity fun and family. I talked about favorite topics and make it a thing. Allow favorite items to come along when possible. I have one kid who always come to me and talk about like garlic bread. Always like uh, our topic of conversation starts with garlic bread and it's start on the garlic bread itself. So yeah, start that identify which what is your child's like interest. If he is interested in cooking, so you can give utensils like that, and they will automatically start. I'm cooking this. You can ask make tea and like that. So you need to find out whether the child is liking that thing or not. Allow extra time. Expect the child might need additional time to process instructions. Keep it short and sweet. Allow extra time before and during transition. So basically, it means like I have seen so many therapists and so many like so I can say like that. But yeah, when a child is picking something and you are doing things with you are giving him instruction like pick that tomato and give it to me, but instead of that child is picking a potato and he's playing with that. So therapists are so like give that to me, or they are like so demanding. So we don't need to do that. We have to give them time, and if you are not patient enough to so do like I do. I count 1 to 10, like 1, 2, 3, 4, like that, and till my 10 is finished, the child is giving me happily like take it. So give them extra time, provide choices and promote autonomy. Autonomy is different from independence. It means a child has a voice and dignity, through they may need to rely on others for support, assist when needed, and don't when help is unnecessary. You need to give them authority also. You need to ask them what you want. Give them choice, whether when the child gets choice, let's give them two toys and ask them what you want to play. So they are like, okay, mm, she's asking me, then I have something. So yeah, they are happily playing with you. So yeah, give them that authority to choose. So basically, this is the some sensory based input you can give or use in your therapy session. Some calming input like dim the light. Environment is most important for a child's regulation. So basically, you need to work on this also. Modulate modulate your voice. Coming input basically need in high arousal kids, high arousal. That means the kids are over around. They are constantly on go, the seekers. So for the seekers one, we need to give this dim light, gentle rocking, swing, linear movement, avoid noisy spaces, instead choose calm space, and avoid cluttered space, instead choose a clear space, soft voice, calm singing, and rhythm with calm singing and deep pressure. Deep pressure also helps with kids. They love deep pressure massages. You can give them massages. They would love to take that massage and everything. And alerting include that is low arousal who are like shut down every time they are on their world. So in that case, you need to give that spaghetti hands also and shake their hands to alerting them uh, to get that optimal zone. So you need to exciting words, hello, like that. And voice modulation, you need to high, then low, then high, then soft, like that. Jumping also, jumping will alert them more. And wall push-up, I have not mentioned here, but you can do the festival activities like proficiency activities. There also like push pull and wall push-ups, wheelbarrow work, and tickling, bouncing, jumping, and food also helps in this places like food foods. So you can give that to bring them to the optimal learning zone. Yeah. Yeah, I have taken so much time. Thank you for patiently here. Thank you. For any query, you can contact me, read your speech and hearing clinic. This is Puthiha, West Bengal. This is my contact number and this is our clinic's information. Thank you so much. I think finished.